Hey, this is Jeff, and welcome back to Starfield. I was on my way to grab another power from the temple on Dionysus, but of course I scanned the whole system, and to my surprise there's another temple here on Ourea. So Olympus is the third system we've found with two temples in it. Which may or may not be a coincidence, but the really interesting thing is that this isn't one of the ones Vladimir found, which implies we could find all of the temples purely by brute force. While that would take a prohibitive amount of time if we actually had to travel to each one, Astrophysics Rank 3 lets us scan systems from up to 16 light years away. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Right now, we have two temples to check off the list right here in Olympus. Yeah, not only do the symbols match the associated power, but the music and visuals are slightly different for each one.
Seeing this just highlights how little we still know about the starborn and the artifacts.
I hear you, but where'd we leave the car? I want to get out of here before a starborn shows up. Alright, remember we parked on the east side of this one. I think where we come out after getting the power has alternated between the top of the temple and on the ground outside, but it might be random or it might be specific to each temple. Don't know. And speaking of powers, what did we get from the last one? Check that before we get another one. Creator's Peace. Fill your foes with the silent calm of the universe, compelling them to temporarily abandon their weapons. It could be handy in friendly fire situations, or if we get caught trespassing by people we don't really want to kill. Or if we're getting our ass kicked and we just need a minute to heal or escape. Oh, I hadn't noticed that. The rings have the symbol of the associated power on them, too. Not sure what that means. So does that suggest that whoever built the temples expected the user to be able to read their language and know which one will do what? I think it does, because why else would they label them? I mean, there could be other reasons, but I'm not sure what they'd be.
This is what Constellation has been for. This place, the starborn, all of it.
Well, of course the starborn is between us and the car. Come on, Andreja. No sense wasting ammo unless we get cornered. I mean, we could kill them for more quantum essence, but I'm not sure that's worth the risk and the expense.
Is something amiss? Ooh, writing in style, I see.
Yep, that was the plan. Weapon engineering is ready to rank up, which will unlock some tasty new research. Make our weapons more powerful, so we're having that. As for the other skill point, none of our other core skills are ready to rank up, so I think I'm going to take aneutronic fusion. Getting more energy out of the reactor can't be a bad idea. If we can have engines, shields, main weapons, and missiles all at full power at the same time, then I'd only have to worry about reallocating power in combat if we need to use the grav drive to get out of trouble. Hello?
If you ask me, it's always a good time for a Terra brew.
Who are you, and why are you in my basement?
What, at Terra brew? I wish. Nah, I live at Athena Tower. Just moved in, actually. My girlfriend and I got a place there a few weeks ago. I'm not sure how long we'll be there, though. We're saving up to get out of New Atlantis and, tour the settled systems.
You're not in Terra brew, my friend. Is your girlfriend a hallucination, too?
Yeah, sure. Her name's Donna. She works at the Nat station near Mast. Oh, boy, is she a catch. She's passionate, beautiful, friendly. I really lucked out. We met a couple of years ago, and we've been going steady since then. I'm actually thinking about asking her to marry me pretty soon. Keep that between us, okay? I don't want her finding out before I pop the question.
Are you feeling okay?
Fine, I guess. Do we know each other?
No, that's kind of my point, in fact.
Wait, are you flirting with me?
No, I'm trying to figure out why you're here.
Am I glad to hear that. I already have a girlfriend. It's always awkward having to turn someone down. Catch you later, yeah?
Yeah?
Catch you later, yeah?
Are you on Aurora or something? I mean, Bethesda RPG, right? Sometimes NPCs just glitch into places they're not supposed to be, but... Oh, is he going to use the door to the well? I wonder if he can unlock it. Drum roll, please. Nope, looks like he cannot unlock it. So I guess he just lives here now. Okay. The good news is ranking up weapon engineering let me tweak the Rattler a little bit, and the DPS is now about 50% higher than the sniper rifle, which is also the bad news. The AA-99 has served long and well, but it's starting to fall behind in damage output, so we need to be on the lookout for something to replace it. And while I was shopping for some rare crafting items that I didn't have on hand, I also bought a calibrated shotty, put the same exact mods on it that I had on the old one, and the damage went up from 64 to 99. All other stats the same, so that's just ludicrous. Okay, we're going to start accumulating CO2 in just a second. Now activate the new power.
Fighting alongside you is never dull.
Yep, it clears CO2 and refills your oxygen meter. And apparently you don't even use oxygen while it's active. Probably more useful for melee characters, but I can see it coming in handy if we're in a hurry somewhere we don't have access to the car. Alright, I think we're ready to check out the cruise ship. Survey complete, so we're ready to rendezvous with the cruise ship, but I couldn't help noticing the Vigilance is orbiting a nearby planet. Which isn't that mysterious, since we told Ikonde where we were going, but it does worry me just a little, since they've been very hands-off up to this point. Probably just so they can express their disapproval if you do something that violates their code of ethics, like start murdering passengers. Which we will obviously not be doing. I'm kind of surprised it's only a level 1 ship, considering it has a bunch of VIPs on board. Seems like they'd want something a little better defended than that.
And there you are. Great.
Oh, what exactly do you need from me?
Hello.
I'm going to need you to sit this one out. There's a small but non-zero chance that I might have to do things that would disturb you, and there's a small but non-zero chance that if I get caught doing them, you might start killing people I don't really want dead.
I shall do as you ask. But you take me with you no matter what.
Like, in my thoughts, I guess?
What the hell do you want?
All right, let's dock.
About time you showed up. All right, I want to know what's going on. I've been trying to get Delgado's attention for, I don't know, 3 years now. And what do I get? Nothing but radio silence. Then out of nowhere, just when Neva and I are closing in on a huge score of our own, Delgado orders me to help you out.
I think we already know the answer, but why follow Delgado's orders if you're not in the Crimson Fleet?
Because the only way to achieve a win is by agreeing to play the game in the first place. Worst case scenario, I don't make the fleet, but I end up a couple thousand credits richer. That's almost a win-win, don't you think?
Well, that's actually pretty sensible, given Delgado thinks he's an idiot. What, no formal tour of the ship?
Oh, sure. First a tour, followed by a formal dinner at the captain's table. Let's get one thing straight. You're here for business, not for a vacation, so let's start by talking about Delgado's sudden olive branch.
Well, the way he tells it, you should be happy he's including you at all.
Happy? Oh, I'm thrilled. Still, this leaves me with a lot of unknowns, and in our line of work, unknowns get you killed. So Neva's message said you were here for Dumbroski. Was that all she sent you here to do? Or was there something else you were sent here to steal?
This guy is not what I was expecting from the way Delgado described him, but we have zero reason to trust him with the whole truth either. Neva asked me to steal the Earth Savior Award.
Oh, really? Did she now? I can't believe she's trying to cut me out of this deal. Without me, the award never would have ended up here in the first place.
Nobody said anything about cutting you out. What was the original plan you had with Neva?
I spent months manipulating the Terran Preservation Society into hosting their gala affair aboard the Siren of the Stars. I had to arrange the event to make sure that the award was aboard the ship. Neva said she'd do the rest. When I got a message about Dumbroski, I assumed she'd be tagging along to steal the award. But looks like she sent you in her place.
Don't worry, you're still going to get paid.
Yeah? Funny you're only bringing that up now. Fine, I'll help. But you're doing all the legwork, and I'm still taking my cut of the payout. Anyway, we'll get to that later. First, we have a much bigger fish to fry. So why are you targeting a GalBank exec anyway? Not exactly your average Crimson Fleet prey. Why the interest?
Look, no offense, but the truth is, I have no reason to trust you enough to share sensitive information yet.
Playing it safe for now. Okay. I can respect that. But let's make one thing clear. If I'm going to stick my neck out by helping you get near Dumbroski, I want something in return.
That's perfectly reasonable. You obviously have something specific in mind.
Well, it appears we have a mind reader here. You're absolutely right. I don't want money. I want back into the Crimson Fleet. It's as simple as that.
Delgado said we could promise him that he'd get paid, but he did not say I could offer to let him back into the fleet. I'm afraid you're in no position to make demands right now. Just do what you're told and we'll see what happens.
Fine. You want to play it that way, and suit yourself. Dumbroski's a full-timer aboard the Siren of the Stars. Probably spends more time cruising the space lanes than actually working. Fortunately, the Siren is hosting the Terran Preservation Society charity gala. Larry won't be able to resist showing off his VIP clout. To get what you need, you're gonna have to attend the gala, talk to his fellow philanthropists, and dig up some dirt. The event's a complete sham. Bunch of rich snobs getting together and throwing a party for themselves. These people couldn't give a damn about Terran Preservation or any other charity for that matter.
Sounds fun, but I didn't bring my dinner jacket.
Yeah, well, lucky for you, it's not black tie, so you'll be fine. This card will allow you to access the Starfield Ballroom. If you need my help, I'll be relaxing in one of the upper-level lounges. Head inside and mingle with the crowd. No one likes Dumbroski, so they'll be more than happy to share his dirty secrets. He's a VIP executive, which means he either worked really, really hard using blood, sweat, and tears to make the arduous climb to the top, or He backstabbed, lied, cheated, and betrayed his way up the corporate ladder. From what I've heard, it's the second option.
All right. As long as there's free booze.
Now you're speaking my language. Oh, there's one last thing. Trident equips all of their starliners with the latest acoustic threat detection. Meaning that you lose patience and kill anyone aboard the ship, security will be alerted and all hell will break loose. Anyway, I suppose that's enough to get you started. Good luck.
Okay. See ya.
Oh, and while you're at the gala, avoid the canapes. They're frozen, not fresh.
Thanks for the warning. All right, let's have a look around.
Captain Rokov said you're allowed in any of the crew-specific areas. Just don't touch anything, please.
I won't. I guess this is the bridge.
There's nothing quite like the view from the Starfield Ballroom. It's breathtaking.
Every day that I wake up in my bunk, I count my blessings to have been posted to a ship like the Siren.
Trident must have spent a fortune equipping this ship with triple redundancy in almost every internal system.
Unsurprisingly, it's all stealing. Well, this looks like the passenger area. Yeah, definitely. Locked door. Is this a passenger cabin? Let's find out. Weapon case. That's not what I was expecting to see. With a particle beam pistol. Interesting. Safety-conscious passenger, or am I not the only person planning to rob the gala event? That'd be an interesting plot twist. Maybe a way to keep players who can't go 5 minutes without killing something happy. Mannequin. Owned, but doesn't hurt to look. UC security, helmet, backpack, and suit. Maybe they have a little extra security on board for this trip, posing as a passenger. Wonder what's in the safe. Honed UC naval cutlass. How's that compare to mine? Much better. Look, we're all working for the UC here, right? We'll just call this an interdepartmental equipment transfer. Yeah, that's the ticket. I almost missed that the rooms have terminals outside them with passenger info. Gabriel Vera, authorized by UC Security to be armed. Yeah, he's a Fed. If Klaudia Swist isn't in her room, try Larry Dumbroski's room. Very interesting. Maybe we should have a chat with Klaudia about Larry. All that hacking unlocked rank 3 of security, no pun intended. And I do have a skill point burning a hole in my pocket, so let's do that. Then we'll be able to pick that master lock in Rokov's quarters. I know Rokov's quarters are in this general area.
You're a guest of Captain Rokov, right? Welcome aboard.
Thanks. Oh, Rokov's computer. Must have missed that the first time. Nobody watching? There's some more Fallout-style dark humor. The company emails seem pretty mundane. Company tells him to keep better track of his inventory or they'll have to do an audit. He reports a missing crew member, that kind of thing. Then his personal emails completely recontextualize it. Somebody, presumably Neva, tells him hawking stolen booze and furniture won't get him back on Delgado's good side, and it turns out Rokov flushed the missing crew member out an airlock because he had unpaid debts to a loan shark. And the most recent entry was about stealing the award. Oh, holy crap. Master locks are nasty. I will take the med pack, but the shotgun... The raw damage is crazy, but the shotty still has better DPS, so leave it. And was that really not considered stealing? No. So if you take something out of an unlocked owned container, it's stealing. But if you take it out of a locked owned container, it's not? That doesn't seem right, but okay. Slate. Evidence. No audio log? Okay, just Delgado explaining to Rokov that he needs a really big score to have any chance of getting back in. Missed that the first time, too. Larry's room, you say? I seriously doubt he just left his credentials laying on the desk, but you never know. I mean, he wouldn't need his company ID at the party, right? Guess there's only one way to find out. Sadly, but perhaps not surprisingly, nothing worth taking in there but a few credits. No terminal on this one. Oh.
If you have any needs, please enter a request into the computer located at the entryway to your cabin.
It's just the staff getting a room ready for a new guest. That's a nice immersive touch. Sheila Holbrooke. What's your story, Sheila? Anything to do with either heist? Medpack? Oh, that was marked as stealing, wasn't it? Yep. Well, I have no reason to believe Sheila deserves to be robbed, so how about we put that back and pretend the new theft on my permanent record was for stealing Gabriel's cutlass. And it does show up as stolen in your inventory. It's not like credits that just go into a pool. Oh, by the way, more than 20 episodes in, I finally figured out how to grab an item. Hold space. It's been the Z key in Bethesda RPGs for so long that I actually use Z key as a verb, but since they made that the activate power key for whatever reason, grab had to move somewhere else. And hold space is where it moved to. 2 floors. No clues about who Sheila is so far, but she has a much bigger suite than the other guests, so that might be a clue in and of itself. Dollars to donuts, the award is in the purser's closet, which I am not going to break into with the purser sitting right there. So this is the ballroom.
Here for business or pleasure?
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Quite a lovely starliner. Nothing but the best for the society, eh?
Apparently not. What can you tell me about the society?
The society was founded about 8 years ago by Carl S.A. Worthington, a prominent businessman from New Atlantis.
Do you have any information about the Earth Savior Award?
I heard it's fitted with 12 internally flawless 2-carat blue diamonds. Can you believe that?
Impressive. You wouldn't happen to know Larry Dumbroski, would you?
I don't know why Larry's attending this event. He could care less about any planet, let alone the Earth.
Okay. Thanks.
Don't forget to donate to the cause.
We'll see.
Hello. Are you a member of the society?
Not yet.
So what brings you aboard?
Well, I'm curious about the Terran Preservation Society. What can you tell me about it?
It's critical that the society keeps the memories of Earth alive in our hearts. I'm doing my part by attending this spectacular event.
Commendable. You wouldn't happen to know Larry Dumbroski, would you?
Larry has an A-level executive rating over at GalBank, which means he has access to everyone's accounts at the touch of a button.
Interesting. Talk to you later.
Enjoy the rest of the event.
I hope it's not a social faux pas to use your scanner at a party, because I don't want to talk to every rando in the room. See if we can find a principal character. Is a quest marker on those balloons? It's not a bad view, but I'd have parked farther out to show off the rings better.
In the event of a lockdown, remember to return to your cabin in a quiet and orderly fashion.
And now there's no quest marker. Great. Well, hello there.
That view is absolutely spectacular, isn't it?
From where I'm standing, it certainly is. What can you tell me about the Society?
Donations to the Society can be debited from my bank account on a monthly basis. I barely have to lift a finger to help.
Well, it's great that they make it so convenient. I'd much rather talk about you, but do you know Larry Dumbroski?
The considerable amounts of cash that Dumbroski donates is the only reason we allow him to attend Society functions.
I know, right? Talk to you later.
That's all then? Okay.
Mind moving along? I'm trying to enjoy the celebration. Sorry, I'm busy. Maybe we'll talk another time.
The one person I want to talk to, I can't. Do you know anything about Larry?
He's been spending a lot of time with Klaudia Swist. Quality time, if you catch my meaning. I'm certain his wife doesn't know a thing about it.
Scandalous. Talk to you later.
Don't forget to donate to the cause.
Okay, game. I figured out Larry was having an affair with Klaudia half an hour ago, all on my own. You didn't really need to make me interrogate a dozen random passengers to update the quest. Oh, that's the bathroom. Classic. Claudia's the lady who's been sitting in the hall this whole time.
Sorry, do I know you?
I'm the guy who broke into all these rooms, probably isn't the right answer. No, but I need some information.
Look, I think you're definitely confused here. I really don't have time to have a discussion with you. My partner's waiting for me. He's a very important man.
Your partner? I assume you're talking about Larry Dumbroski?
Who? Look, can you just cut to the chase already? What's this about?
She doesn't mean partner as in lover. She means partner as in business. Legitimate or otherwise. So playing the wife angle isn't going to get us anywhere. But I bet GalBank would love to know about your affair with Dumbroski.
I can't believe this is happening. I told Larry to keep his big mouth shut, but did he listen? No. He had to impress his friends and treat me like a trophy. Look, I've been in this business for a long time, and I know how this game works, so let's skip all the banter and get it over with. What's it gonna take to make us both happy?
Cool. Another unique option for character background. We've both been in the business long enough to know how this game works.
You're X-Corp? Then there's no fooling you, is there? I don't have the cash to buy your silence, but I can give you information that might help you bury Dumbroski. You know, this whole thing really pisses me off. Larry and I had the perfect scheme worth thousands of credits all worked out, and then he goes and flushes the whole thing down the toilet. Larry got together with myself and this other guy, Gabriel Vera. He's some bigwig over at UC Security. I doctored the transactions, Larry wiped them off the system, and Vera kept the legal pressure off of us. We were scamming GalBank for months. It was going well until I discovered Larry was cheating everyone by changing each transaction in his favor before deleting them. Maybe you should try talking to Gabriel Vera. He should be around here somewhere. If he doesn't want to cooperate, just mention my name. That should grab his attention. Good luck. You're gonna need it.
So that's why Gabriel wouldn't talk earlier. He's not here to bust anybody, he's in on it. And she's not just a pretty face to keep Larry distracted, it sounds like she's the brains. What exactly was your contribution?
I wrote a a computer algorithm that basically creates a randomized number of false ghost credits that mimic the crypto key of actual credits. Then the algorithm simply passes the ghost credits to whatever legit transfers that the bank transacts. The genuine credits enter a dummy account. The best part is that I also alter the crypto keys as the real cash flows into our accounts. By the time it lands in our pockets, the creds are clean. So, on paper, it appears that all of the bank's transactions are covered, when it's really just our ghosted dummy creds. Genius, right?
Considering the whole point of crypto is so you can't do that, yeah, genius. And she already told us what Larry's contribution was. He had the high-level executive authorization required to cover their tracks. Same for Gabriel, but on the government side.
Do you usually just stare at people like that?
All the time, actually. But just in case I'm wrong, what did Larry and Gabriel bring to the table?
What, are you writing a damn novel? Fine. Vera works for UC Security, so he kept a lookout on their commnet for any GalBank chatter. I guess you could call him our early warning system. And Dumbroski made sure that all of the crypto manipulation I was working on didn't turn up in GalBank's automatic audits. You need top clearance for that kind of access, so we had to cut him in, whether we liked it or not.
That's what I figured. And what's the deal with you and Larry?
What do you think is going on? I'm using that gullible idiot to get what I want. If I have to squash him on my way to the top, then so be it. Let's get one thing straight. Larry Dumbroski's no saint. He deserves everything that's coming to him.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same conclusion I had reached. I'm not here to judge.
It doesn't matter if you're here to judge me or not, because there's nothing to judge. Dumbroski is a piece of human garbage. He'd stab you in the back for table scraps, then stab you again to steal dessert. The plan's always been to milk the guy for everything he's worth, and then leave him in the dust. Not bad for a lowly GalBank worker drone, right?
Yeah, but you weren't stealing Larry's money, you were stealing the customer's money. You're all kind of scumbags.
I hope you hurt Dumbroski. Nail his ass right to the wall.
And given that Gabriel is just a corrupt bureaucrat and not an undercover cop, I feel a lot less nervous about shaking him down too. I wonder if I'd noticed her after I read the terminal, but before I went to the ballroom, if it would have let me have that conversation
Please
early.
remain in designated passenger areas at all times. Have a safe journey.
If so, I owe the game an apology.
I'm afraid I can't really help you. If you're looking for a business opportunity, you might want to check with someone else.
Might as well cut to the chase. Klaudia Swist says you have information about Larry Dumbroski.
Klaudia sent you, did she? Look, friend, I don't know if you're just a little drunk, maybe a touch crazy, or both. Whatever you think you know about me, you're dead wrong. So back off.
Spoiler warning, it's the just a touch crazy one. I gotta say, you don't sound very worried about Klaudia calling you out.
Worried? Why should I be worried? Anything you try to report will boil down to your word against mine. And since I work for UC Security, who do you think people will believe?
That's a fair point. There wasn't anything incriminating in his room.
Have you tried the canapes? Horrid.
Yeah, they're frozen, not fresh. That said, I wasn't really looking for evidence when I searched his room because I thought he was a Fed, either here to protect the ship or investigating me because SysDef was keeping the operation under such tight wraps that the rest of UC Security thinks I'm really a pirate. There's Rokov.
I saw your little exchange with Vera. Keep that up, and I guarantee that imbecile's gonna demand that you be arrested.
Well, that'd be a bit self-defeating. He's involved in an embezzlement scheme with Larry and Klaudia. He doesn't want a real investigation around here any more than we do.
Which is why he's threatening you. That makes sense. We need hard evidence of their scheme. But it's gonna be tricky. The problem is he's not gonna talk to you in public. We need to get Vera isolated so he'll spill everything he knows.
I may have slightly already gained access to his room. We could wait until the party's over, and then I could have a private chat with him.
Maybe. But if something goes wrong, and he's able to raise an alarm, we're sunk. With all of these wealthy patrons aboard, the ship is crawling with security.
Gotcha. But if the alarms were already going off...
Smart. If there's an emergency, standard practice is for all passengers to clear the decks and report to their cabins for lockdown. I think the best chance we have would be to tamper with the life support sensors. Manipulate a few controls, and you can fool the monitoring system into thinking there's a life support failure. And there you have your emergency.
So, we're just talking about tampering with the sensors, not actually disabling life support, right? Because life support is kind of important on a starship, you know.
This is one of Trident's premier starliners. That means it has the best of everything, including a triple redundancy life support system. They installed a backup for the backup. Luckily for us, it will still trip an emergency and everyone will have to return to their quarters until I sound the all clear, which I won't.
Okay. Counting on your sense of self-preservation here.
Don't worry. It'll be as easy as it was mingling with the guests at the party. Just throw a few lousy switches and you're done. One more thing. If Chief Engineer Sandin gives you any trouble, tell him I'll erase that gambling debt he owes me. I prefer you use that as a last resort, but hey, what's the harm in losing a few credits when I'm on the brink of rejoining the fleet, right? Anyway, I better start packing. Things are getting hot around here, and won't be long before Trident figures out you had help.
Hey, just for the sake of argument, what if I wanted to carry out Neva's original plan to steal the Earth Savior Award?
As long as you remember that I'm getting paid my cut, I'll help you with anything you want. What's the status of your plan?
Well, it's not my plan, and just getting started is overstating the case.
Okay, then let me point you to the person in charge of the award. Her name's Sheila Holbrooke, and you can probably find her in the Starfield Ballroom. I'd press her to reveal where the award's hidden, and we can go from there. And if you're thinking of pulling the trigger on poor Miss Holbrooke, remember that any gunfire is going to set off the ship's alarms.
No worries there. I'm not even sure I want to steal it, just covering all my bases.
Is this important? I don't have a lot of time for idle nonsense. Yes, I'm extremely busy preparing for the award ceremony, so this better be important.
Of course it is, madam. I heard you're in charge of the Earth Savior Award.
Yes, I am. Actually, I've been entrusted with the transfer of the award for the last 7 of its 9 years. Why do you ask?
So presumably each recipient just holds it for a year and then hands it over to the new winner? I know there are real prizes like that, but I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Well, the Earth Savior Award is one of a kind. The blue diamonds alone are irreplaceable. Since we can't produce a new award every year, it's instead passed from one recipient to the next. I supervise the transfer and make certain that there's ample security during transport and at the destination.
That's what I figured. And it wasn't in her room, but maybe she'll spill the beans if we play dumb? Doesn't it make you nervous keeping something that valuable in your cabin?
In my cabin? Oh, please. Why would I do something so foolish? I'll have you know that the award is locked inside the master safe, located at the purser's office. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have much more important things on my agenda than to speak to the likes of you.
The purser's office. Called it.
On behalf of Trident Luxury Lines, I'd like to welcome you aboard. Welcome to the purser's office. I'm Chief Purser Murata. How can I be of assistance today?
Well, don't ask her about the award. Can I store things with confidence in your safe?
Oh, absolutely. The safe is magnetically sealed and shielded with multiple layers of fully damage-resistant, vacuum-proof plating. In the unlikely event our vessel is boarded and the threat detection alarm is triggered, the safe will be permanently sealed until it reaches port. In the even more unlikely event this ship is destroyed, we can assure you that your loved ones will be able to recover your goods from the wreckage. So, as you can imagine, your property will be completely secure until you decide to retrieve them from our safe.
Well, I was thinking I could say I wanted to store something and that would get me into the room, but apparently not. Okay, thanks for your time.
Don't forget to tell your friends how much you enjoy the cruise.
So do we need to talk to Rokov again? I don't know where Rokov went, but I can't find him. And the quest marker's still on the purser.
Please let me know if your voyage is unsatisfactory in any way. How may I assist you today?
Well, I guess we have to go with the not at all suspicious I'd like a peek at the Earth Savior award.
I've only seen it briefly myself, but I can assure you that it's quite lovely. Unfortunately, the item is locked inside of our safe, which can only be accessed by presenting an appropriate claim ID. Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
Would have been nice if I could have gotten that information without giving away the fact that I'm interested in it, but nope, I'm fine, thanks.
Well, if you change your mind, I'll be here. Have a wonderful trip.
Must you continue these unwelcome interruptions? I'm a very busy woman.
Just out of curiosity, how soon is the award ceremony?
Probably in a few days. I don't want the award transfer to actually occur until we're safely in orbit at our destination. Of course, if I keep getting interrupted, the ceremony might never take place at all.
Speaking of safety, isn't it risky to hold the award ceremony aboard a starliner? You know, there could be pirates around.
Not at all. I was assured that this particular ship was outfitted with the absolute latest and cutting-edge security. I am completely confident that Trident Luxury Lines will keep all of us safe.
Well, there's no tab to exit button, so I guess I have no choice but take the incredibly incriminating I need your claim ID for the Earth Savior Award.
Excuse me? And why in goodness name would I do something as foolish as that?
You wouldn't. But maybe so I shut up and leave you alone because you're so busy?
And why in goodness name would I possibly agree to that ridiculous demand?
Look, you're preaching to the choir. But I know you're going to tell me eventually. Why not save yourself some time and tell me right now?
I don't have time for this.
I know. No one will ever know that you told me, I promise.
I mean, it might be okay.
It won't. But I know you'd help me if you could.
Yeah, I hope so. Oh, just take the damn thing already. Listen, maybe you can keep this between us. If the award goes missing, there's no need for the insurance company to get involved.
Okay, I must have missed a major plot point somewhere because that made zero sense. You really sure?
If you have any specific requests.
Like, does she actually think the whole thing is a scam and she'd like to be done with it, but she can't just quit because her virtue signaling high society friends would ostracize her or something? I mean, other people think that, but if there was a hint that she agrees with them, I missed it.
Please let me know if your voyage is unsatisfactory in any way.
I'm glad we don't have to do anything that would get the purser in trouble. She seems genuinely nice. But we've got a legitimate claim ID, so they can't fault her. And no, I don't feel guilty about stealing it because the whole so-called charity clearly is a scam. The thing is, needling Neva is a means, not an end. She's the exact opposite of Delgado, who likes a good yes man.
Glad to have you aboard.
With Neva, as long as I get the job done, she'll trust me more if I don't go out of my way to make her like me, even annoy her a bit.
You again? This better not be another shakedown.
No, Klaudia, I already got what I need from you.
Hold up. This area is off limits to passengers. Wait a second. You're Captain Rokov's guest, right? Didn't expect to see you down here. Sorry to give you trouble. What can I do for you?
If I say it must be lonely down here, he's going to think I'm flirting with him. Any chance I could take a look at the life support system?
Oh, sorry. That area is off limits. No exceptions.
Yeah, but I'm kind of a science nerd, and Rokov said he'd forgive your gambling debt if you let me take a peek.
Oh, really? Well, that changes things quite a bit. Tell you what, I'm just going to step out for a bit and stretch my legs. Maybe you can hold this for me while I'm away?
Perfect. ID unlocks the terminal. Terminal unlocks the door. And now we presumably just need to fiddle with some switches.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
All right, perfect.
I was wondering if you were the cause of the ship-wide emergency. It's time you stop playing games and tell me why you're here.
Well, no way am I blowing my cover to a corrupt UC bureaucrat. But I'm not 100% sure it's a good idea to play the Crimson Fleet card either. Well, then again, he's not a cop. The threat of pirates might seem pretty intimidating to a paper pusher.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Dumbroski has something the Crimson Fleet wants.
I always took him for a fool, but I can't believe he's stupid enough to have gotten mixed up with the Crimson Fleet. Still, why would I possibly want to incriminate myself by handing over any evidence?
Revenge, maybe? Klaudia says you've been cheated out of your fair share of the GalBank job by Dumbroski.
Klaudia said that. You sure? Damn it! That means my money's already gone. And Dumbroski's going to walk away with a fortune. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't want to end up on the Crimson Fleet shit list. But if I give you that information and it falls into the wrong hands, I'll end up in jail. This is a lose-lose situation for me.
Well, not necessarily. Play your cards right, Larry takes the fall, you and Klaudia walk away scot-free. But before I make any deals, you mind telling me exactly what I'm buying?
Oh, I've got everything you're gonna need. This is a one-stop shop for you. We're talking a slate loaded with dates, account numbers, ID scans, even an audio recording. It was my little insurance policy in case the shit hit the fan. There's a solid enough trail here to send Dumbroski straight to jail.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
How about I pay you to offset your losses?
At least I walk away with something. All right, you have yourself a deal. Here, with this slate and this recording to tie it all together, you'll be able to nail his ass to the wall. He'll do whatever you want. Just remember that you promised to leave me out of it.
Well, well. You must be the one who's been accosting Klaudia and Gabriel. I'm uncertain what you hope to accomplish here, but it appears we should rapidly enter into some sort of negotiation.
Fine. Let's negotiate.
Excellent, excellent. So, before we begin, let's review the facts. First, it's clear that you've obtained insider knowledge of my arrangement to defraud GalBank. The means and the method, perhaps, but not the motive. And second, I'm going to hypothesize that my compatriots are despondent regarding their share and have assisted you with this endeavor. Since we're speaking and I'm not at the reporting end of a bullet, this leads me to conclude that you desire something personal from me.
Really? My only options are to mock him for having a good vocabulary? Well, I haven't entirely ruled out the bullet option.
I see. Well, that certainly places a damper on our negotiations. Perhaps I can hasten my diatribe to temper your violence-ridden contribution. In blunt terms, you have compromising materials about me in your possession. The only thing I have to offer in return are my GalBank credentials. I assume that's what you've been angling for all along?
See? You figured it out all on your own.
Oh, it was actually a rather easy deduction to make. It's the only thing of significant value that I still have in my possession. It appears we've reached an accord. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me simplify that for you. It sounds like we have a deal. Oh, of course, I trust you'll understand if I ask for us to avoid any further contact. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to formulate how I'm going to utterly ruin two very annoying business associates. Good day.
Passengers, may I have your attention, please?
Well, looks like everything worked out, just like we planned. I wish you hadn't blown away the gambling debt that Sandin owed me. But hey, you got the job done.
I couldn't have done it without your help.
I'm glad you feel that way. Just remember to tell Delgado how much I pitched in to help. You know, I'm still wondering exactly what you needed those credentials for. You feel like telling me, partner?
I'd like to tell you, but Delgado would kill me if I did.
Ah, so he told you to keep it from me. I see. I wouldn't want you to risk your position with the fleet like I did, so I'll just leave it alone. Anyway, I suppose there's nothing stopping me from rejoining the fleet now. It's been a long time coming. I owe you one, Dover Beach.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Shut that damn alarm off and we're even.
Nonsense. If there's one universal constant you can depend on, it's that Yevgeny Rokov always makes good on his deals. Always. Well, I suppose this is where we part company. Hopefully the next time we meet, we'll be aboard the Key.
Hello. Welcome to the... the GalBank archives. May I see your credentials, please?
Here you go.
Just one moment while I verify. Oh, yes, Mr. Dumbroski. Welcome, sir. Give me a moment to log your visit, and then I'll unseal the archives.
Do you usually treat all GalBank executives this unprofessionally?
No, never. Not at all. I'm so sorry. Hey, look, please don't mention this to my supervisor, okay? She'll give me a low rating, and I'm gonna end up scrubbing floors.
You're acting a bit strange.
Me? No. Look, this is my first day on the job. Just cut me some slack, okay? I can't afford to lose it. I got a wife and kids to feed. Everything checks out. Give me a moment to log your visit, and then I'll unseal the archives. There we go. Have a wonderful day.
I have a bad feeling about this. Am I going to get arrested as soon as I step through the door? Don't see any UC security.
Initiating combat. Engaging target.
Ecliptic mercs. Okay, I was not expecting that. But there's no faster-than-light communication in this universe. Larry would 100% want to tie up any loose ends, but I don't see how he could have arranged this before I got here.
I need a diversion. Suppress the fire now. Dispatch the enemy.
I jumped straight from the cruise ship to New Atlantis.
Targeted sites. Medic. Clear out.
Gabriel also said he was going to kill Larry, but the same thing applies. Well, speaking of Gabriel, let's give his cutlass a try. Oh, that's my old one. There we go. I mean, I really don't care if the conspirators kill each other, but dragging me into it is a big mistake. But again, I don't see how any of them could have gotten people here ahead of me. Of course, maybe it wasn't any of them. Delgado and Sistef both knew where I'd be headed after I got the credentials. If there's a mole in Sistef, or if Delgado or Neva figured out on their own that I'm a narc, that would explain it.
I lost visual. Engage.
Except no, it wouldn't. Delgado would let me get the location of the legacy and then kill me after I handed it over. Well, maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe GalBank just hires Ecliptic to do their security.
Finish this. I lost contact. Attack.
I mean, GalBank has their own security, but maybe they use mercs to protect super sensitive areas like the archives. Now, the nervous guard at the reception desk, that was obviously a giveaway that something unusual's going on. For an epic pistol, that isn't particularly epic. Bleed damage isn't bad, but it's not going to replace the rattler. And sadly, none of them seem to have a convenient Kill Captain Jeff note, signed by whoever hired them.
Engaging hostile. This is
Ecliptic specialist. Well, if anybody's going to have an incriminating note on him, it's the boss. And it looks like that's the only one left. Did I see stairs over here? Yes, I did. Okay, this is a stretch. But what if there's a mole... What if there's a mole in SysDef, but they're not working for the pirates, they're working for GalBank? And GalBank just really doesn't want their dirty laundry being aired. I mean, everybody, including me, talked about what a big deal it would be for them to cover up a big loss like the Legacy going down. Sorry, pal. You're not going to be getting any covering fire. Your buddies are all dead. I'm not sure if I'm hitting the rail or their cover, or I'm just missing. Oh, did they forget to tell you I have superpowers now? Because I kind of have superpowers now.
Need to focus. Time to finish this.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think he healed somewhere in there. But no incriminating notes on him either. I think that's a grenade launcher. I'm glad he wasn't using that. I'll never use it, but 32K? Even if I only get 10% a list, it's still worth selling. Last known position of the Legacy, Bannock 4. Honestly, if they've only lost 4 ships that they never recovered in the last 150 years, I'm not sure it'd be that big of a PR disaster. And the short version of the technobabble is, the emergency beacons were engineered to last hundreds of years, but you need specialized equipment to find them, and their range gets more and more limited as time goes on. Alright, so now is when we get arrested, right? Wait to heal before we go through the door. No? Okay. Sorry about the mess. Alright, we can see if Delgado has any thoughts about who hired the Ecliptic mercs next time, but I'm gonna save and call it a day. As always, thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you have questions, suggestions, or noticed something I missed. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon.